Hello, there we are. I thought I clicked those buttons and I did not. That would have been a much more seamless transition had I actually been on the screen, but I was over here playing with chat. I will have that fixed for next time. But hopefully that wasn't too bad for you all. We got 22 people watching, 30 people now, 24 thumbs ups. As soon as Ed and Mike pop in backstage, I'll get them brought up. I'm going to go through and say some hellos since Ed always asks me to do that portion of the show anyways. Let me pop my chat out so I'm looking at you all and not this other monitor here. Make sure that I get it on live chat. And then we'll run through and say some hellos. And I'm sorry I didn't get to say hello to a lot of people in the other stream. It was kind of moving. But we've got Dragon Lair, Kaler's Aquatics, Deb Hall D, Anthony's Fishy Friends, Sand Creek Aquatics 2, Danikin Aquatics, how's it going? Kenny E, Pepsi Creek Aquatics, Bob Kaler, Kaler's Aquatics, in case I missed you before, Ian Atkins, Scott's Aquatics, Rolling, Roxanne Powers. Give me just a second and I'll get you added in here, Mike. Pugs Tanks, Lori Vinker, Cody Son, good to see you, Chevy Fish. Stephen the Biologist, hello again. The Zen Ginger, Lisa Perez, HC Aqua, BJ and David Palmer, family. Hello, hello. Thank you for following the school. I like the way that you phrase that. Very cool. We're going to keep on rolling. Pet Exotics, Multiple Aquarium, Sherry Kramer, Maria Z, Chris Patterson, Gina French, and all you awesome fishy people. So Ed is not with us just yet, but let's go ahead and bring Mike up here so you've got something to look at besides my mug here. There we go.
How's it going again? Welcome back to the Chattanooga Ed channel.
Yeah, welcome back to the Chattanooga Ed channel. Normally, I like to give him, he likes that intro that I give him with the ladies and gentlemen, but he wasn't here just yet. He's actually working on something special to show you all for his part of the stream that's a little different than what you all just saw. So we'll give him a minute to get that set up, but we didn't want to leave y'all just sitting and waiting with, nothing to do. So figured we'd get the ball rolling. Yep. Hopefully that transition was fairly seamless. I appreciate it. We got 39 people that came on over. So thank you very much for that. And this will give us the opportunity to hang out some more. So
yeah, if you want to, I did send you that picture. I didn't find that picture we were talking about.
Gotcha. Let me take a look at that because
I don't know. I don't know if you can pull that up or on you quickly or not, or I can.
I should be able to. Give me just a second. I'll get that pulled up. Thank you again, Zen Ginger, for posting the links there. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. Bear with me just one moment, and I'll get that pulled up. On Messenger. And as soon as Ed gets his tech stuff set up, we'll be in good shape. So what is this?
It's some sort of, it came in on a piece of live rock.
Gotcha.
And I apologize for the quality of the picture because it was potato phone era picture, but it's some sort of like arthropod of some sort. It's a saltwater, like some sort of arthropod of some sort.
All right, let me get this tab here. This should hopefully be the correct one. There we go.
There it is, in all its glory. That was just walking around one day in the middle of my tank on a piece of live rock.
You've got to love the hitchhikers. All right, so I'm going to drop you off for half a second, Mike, and bring Ed up, and that'll get us resituated here.
No problem.
Remove. Add to stream. There we go. Playing musical chairs. Welcome back, Chattanooga Ed, to your channel.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, we'll give you 1 second. But yeah, Bob Kaler's Aquatic, he picked up some live rock at the LFS here where I'm at a while back, and he got some really neat things that came in. But like we kind of touched on before, you could get some nasty things in there. So it's always hit and miss when you get the live rock like that.
Yeah, because it's amphipod. I forgot it's late. Live rock like that. Yeah, because it's amphipod. I forgot it's late. That might be Ed.
I think we got Ed's echo.
Uh-oh.
See if it's fixed. All right. Sorry, let me get my chat back up. There we go. Trying to keep my eyes open. Whoa, there we go. Chat started a rolling. Is there a topic in here? One Dirty Platty says, so I think Ed's got something planned. Now, this is where we kind of, I don't want to say go our separate ways, but we do vary the show a little bit. So, like, and I appreciate Mike hanging out.
Yes, guys.
Oh, there we go. Look at this. Look where we are at. Chattanooga, Ed, why don't you tell us where we're at? Can you hear me, Ed? I think he's got a...
Okay, well, this is the first shot of my fish room.
Let me do this real quick.
Oh, you know what? I'm hearing you guys in delay. Because I'm not on StreamYards on my phone.
Well, we will let you do
Well, you know what?
the talking since you're delayed.
I may just give you guys a tour, and then, yeah. I'm going to have to turn myself down. Okay, guys. Well, this is kind of confusing. Didn't think about that, but this is the first shot of my fish room. It's so not done yet, but I thought I would just give you guys a little view of everything because it's a work in progress. As you can see, I still need to paint along the top of that wall. I ran out of paint. I need to do some trim. And I still have a few more tanks to go up over here. I've got the aquarium co-op air pump, and it's amazing. You can't hear anything in here. The only thing you can hear is I have a ventilation in my ceiling to keep the humidity down in here, so it's pumping outside. That was the beast to the whole thing because I had to drill through a concrete, or not a concrete, but a brick wall to get that so I could vent out the front of my house. That took hours, a long time. But why don't I just kind of walk around a little bit and show you some of my fish. And not everybody's in here, but afterwards, what I'll do is once we're through, I'll go back and get on my computer, and then you guys can ask questions, and we can talk about it. So I'm going to start off with, I gave one of my friends in St. Louis a whole bunch, and I hope this is, let me check to see if this is in focus. These are blue platies. Okay. These are cute little blue platies. I gave all their parents away, and when I was going to clean the tank out because I wanted to put guppies in it, I found a whole mess of fry. So that's what's in that tank. This tank is a bunch of white cross inlers that I got from Tom Patterson in Indy. And these guys are a new type of inler that LRB has named. Of course, they're in the, let me see if I open the front, if they'll come to the, I don't know if you guys can see how pretty they are. I got two boys coming up, one on each side of the tank. But LRB said that I could try to figure out a name for these guys. So that's pretty cool. Down here, I've got some of Skip's shrimp, or Rob's shrimp from Skip's Shrimp. Oh my God, I don't know if I did that right or not. And here is some Priscilla's shrimp. There's one of her little blue guys on that rock. I don't know, hopefully it's focused. I'm gonna bring it out. And in this tank, we've got some jade shrimp, green jade, and of course they're all hiding. There's 10. These are some Mike's, some of Mike's goodies. And I'll ask Mike in a minute what they're called. But yeah, they're super cool. There's a Hercules snail in there. I got a bunch of Hercules snails, rabbit snails. Down here are the, oh gosh, I can't think what their name. They're a Cuban fish. We'll get back to it. Here's the tank that I did with the play sand and the Corys just keep stirring it up. It's also got too many snails. I got to get rid of some of the snails. But the guppies are amazing in that tank, and there's just millions of them. So got to change that. This tank here is the dragons, Jesse's Dragons. I won those on one of his streams, and they are incredibly beautiful. This tank here, just set it up. Oh, Fish Dreams gave me some moss. She gave me 3 different types of Java moss in this one. Christmas and Pilo moss. We'll ask Mike in a minute on what that type of moss is. But that's just going to be. These are a couple of Moscow Reds, or Red Moscows. These are my albino platinums. Got a mess of them in there. These are some more dragons. These are from Indy. They're just starting up in this tank. I need to get some of that moss in here for their fry. These are albino galaxies from LRB, and they don't eat their babies, and you can see there's a lot of babies in there. So that's pretty cool. This is another goodie in here, and I didn't even know that I got the bag. I think somebody just like threw it in my box. So actually, I think 3 different types of goodie. It's crazy. I already asked Mike about those too, and he told me what they were. So that's pretty cool. I see already some fry in there. So that's pretty cool. Oh, these are my Japanese blue tails. He's trying to attract that girl right now. I hope you guys can see this, but I love my Japanese blue tails. They're pretty crazy. I've got some more tanks up here. They're empty, still empty. These are some mosaics. They're pretty much all fry. There's one big female, but no boys. Oh, looks like there's a little boy back there. Hopefully he'll grow up and be the rooster of the thing. Another empty tank. Got to figure out what to put in here. This tank is just a whole bunch of who knows. Ooh, there's a guy with a bad spine. Poor guy. But these are just a bunch of mutt guppies. I have no idea what they're going to be. They were 25 cents a bag, so I bought the guy out. These are my Nebula Steel. And, oh, I wish we could see some of my orange shrimp, because they just look amazing in here. And that's pretty much it. These guys I got at that auction, they're about to go in with the angel tank in the other room. Right now, they're like all afraid of everything. Checking it out. Let's see if I can find the baby Bisher. Oh, come on, buddy. This is my grow out tank, basically. And these up here are my American flag fish. This is kind of my farm tank. I just grow plants out in, and then I move it to other places. And of course, they're all in the back right now. That's a bummer. And that's pretty much it right now. I still got to move a bunch of stuff in. Maybe we can see if we can get my dragon puffer to eat a shrimp. So let's try to turn this way. I was going to do this as a finale, but she likes to wolf them down. I have to put it up at the top and make her think that it's swimming around at the top, or otherwise she won't eat them. Her name's Sweet Potato, but she is a big girl. She'll eat anywhere between 4 and 8 shrimp. and she won't eat them a day old. So whatever she doesn't eat, I throw in to the threadfin Acaras and Geophagus and Bisher tank, the big Bisher. But guys, I'm gonna let James and Mike go back to talking. Oh, I did that too fast. I'm gonna let James and Mike go back to talking, and I'm gonna go back on the main camera, so that way we can discuss if you guys have any questions or whatever. I was hoping to talk about all sorts of different elements. Oh, on this wall, I'm going to be putting the betta wall is going to be over here. And then I've got some of those really big acrylic tanks that Bob Taylor has that are like divided, that he has all of his rainbows in. I'm going to put those right there. And in the middle of the room will be my table, not this table. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to jump on the other computer so I can get back in real time with y'all. Sorry about the confusion.
All right, so Ed will be right back with us. That is an awesome looking fish room. I have to say, I'm jealous. Mine does not look nearly that nice or organized. And I guess that's a huge difference when you go from kind of like what we've done, playing it by ear as we progress, versus Ed going, hey, I'm going to purpose build this thing before I even start messing with it, and have everything planned out ahead of time. So
that was the hard thing for me when I did the barn, right? It was that I had all of this space, and I'm like, what do I do now? Like, I walked in here, I did all like the construction work and everything. I walk in here, and I'm like, oh, like I could put, 1,000-gallon tank in here if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Or I could put in 20-gallon, like 8 billion 20-gallon tank. And I was like, well, it just kind of happened, and this is kind of what it ended up with.
Right, and see, it's one of those things to each their own, because like me, I couldn't have the center space there. I'm not a good enough person to leave that without tanks, so I would have run a whole nother rack down the middle of the room to add more tanks. But then you wouldn't have that nice clean look that Ed's got. Really a nice fish store look going in his, and I really enjoy that.
If I were to do this over again, I would probably buy the racks, the Husky racks, and do like all the way around. I like that look. I just never got there, and it's like it's too much of a project now to tear it all down.
Right.
And now I'm like, you know what? It's fine the way it is.
And I do like the Husky racks. I like that look as well. But I like 2x4 racks for a lot of reasons, or whatever, lumber dimensions you go with. Like in my hallway, I wouldn't be able to do Husky racks because they would stick out too far. So where I did the dado cuts in the hallway, like I've got here, I was able to only take up, 13 inches of space in that walkway area. I can still move like this 125. If I need to move it out, I can still get it down the hall because I was able to purpose build exactly the dimensions I needed. So there are definitely some benefits to building your own racks, but those Husky racks, if you're just like you've got lots of space and you want everything uniform, those are a great way to go. All right, hold on, Mike. I'm going to drop you and bring Ed back up real quick. Musical chairs. There we go.
All right.
Well, that was awesome, Ed. It looks amazing.
I hope I didn't just destroy everybody's.
Oh, no, you had lots of awesome comments.
Oh, good. Well, I apologize. I didn't think that out very well. I was thinking I would be able to hear what the guys were saying on my telephone and see it all live, but I forgot about the 15-second delay. And it just threw everything off. See, I don't have any Wi-Fi in that part of the basement, and what I did was I've got this. Whoops! I've got this. It's not Ethernet, but it's
the USB.
Yeah, the USB cables. I've got like 60 feet of it. So I was having the computer way over here, but going all the way across the house. Oh well. I'm sorry, folks.
Need to get Bob in there so that he can do his premiere fish room tour video, and then I'll be allowed to come in, and then I can help you with wiring stuff up and all that good stuff.
My problem is I've got to I got to get the Wi-Fi in there so Bob can do it too. hopefully, I need to get all that stuff done before next Thursday when I think we're going to have Danikin coming in. And hopefully Danikin might be live with us.
That would be
Thursday.
awesome.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of Danikin. I know he's somewhere.
So we did have some different questions and comments when you were doing the tour, but now that we've got you back here on the computer, if you all want to throw any of those questions or comments in for Ed now that he can actually see them, I'm sure he'd love to go over some of that stuff and answer any questions about his fish or different things like that. You've got a lot of awesome guppies, like a lot of awesome guppies, and you've got videos on quite a few of those things.
I still need to put the blues. I've got 3 more strands to put in the room. I got blue Moscows, and then I got 2 others. So let's see. I got to pop out the chat. I never did that. So
There we go. We've got Ian Atkins saying, Ed, what kind of puffer is sweet potato?
Oh, that's a dragon puffer. Was the angle right? I couldn't see or anything, so I was hoping I was angling it all right.
I mean, it looked good for what I was seeing.
Okay. Let's see. Let me go to the channel. That was one of the mistake puffer fish that Dan from Get Gills got. He ordered a whole bunch of red-eye puffers, and they mailed him a whole mess of dragon puffers. And the problem with dragon puffers is they're not like normal puffers. Most puffers go after snails and crustaceans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These guys eat other fish. I don't think they have a beak. I think they actually have teeth, but don't quote me on that. She doesn't eat anything. I have plenty of rocks in there in case she sharpens her teeth that way. I don't know, but she doesn't eat any of the snails in that tank. So yeah, Mike, do you know anything about dragon puffers?
Not any more than what you said.
Okay.
Basically, they're fish eaters. I think Bob still has his.
Yep.
But yeah, I've not really played with puffers much. Freshwater or saltwater.
Well, I never planned on getting puffers or a puffer, and I ended up doing it. And she's like now the mascot of my fish room, I guess.
So Keller Aquatics Bob said, Ed, I didn't see Santa Maria endlers, or I didn't see Santa Marias.
That's one that needs to go in there still.
Gotcha. And then we have got One Dirty Platty. Hello again. Says, Ed, are you concentrating on breeding live bearers?
I don't know if I can do live bears. I'm just messing with. Yeah, of course. I love the live bears. I've got. The only thing I don't have is any half beaks. I don't have any of those, but I've got some goodies now. I've got the platties. I've got mollies out here, and then I've got lots of guppies and endlers. I don't have mosquito fish. They're basically like a wild guppy. I don't want an aggressive wild guppy.
There's some other crazy stuff out there too in the live barrel world if you start poking around. There's I've got something upstairs. It's like this. It's almost like a Norman's Lampeye Kelly, but it's called like a Priapixis nigroventralis, and it's like this little skinny little live bear. And like this one guy in west side of Michigan has them, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, like I've never seen these before. I bought them at an auction, and pretty cool little fish.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So, Ed, it's clear that you love live bears, but do you have any other plans in terms of making strains or IFGA stuff? Or
eventually, I want to do that. I've got one tank I didn't show you guys because I'm draining it, and it was partially drained right now, is a bunch of Africans that I got at that big fish deal. Mm-hmm. And they basically hate each other. Every time they come out of the tubes, they attack them. So they all stay in the tubes until I feed them, and then they come out and they eat. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those guys.
Africans can be a little interesting.
Yeah. I don't have the tolerance for it. Mrs. Fever does, but I don't.
I got them from Spartans Aquatics, and they were, how they were selling them out, Mike, at the very end.
Yeah.
So I just bought the whole thing for like whatever, $20 or something.
What did you get? Just out of curiosity?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy. I wrote it down. They're small powder blue Africans. They're actually getting a lot bigger than what they told me. They're almost 2.5 inches.
They're like a Pseudotropius or something.
Gosh, I'm just
No,
so
it's trying to
terrible.
put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm terrible with the names. That's why I'm not the auctioneer. But everybody told me as soon as I got them that they would kill everything or kill each other, and they were fine in the quarantine tank. All 16 of them were happy, and as soon as I put them in the tank with tubes, all hell broke loose.
As soon as they had territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I tried to do, and I'll flip the camera for a minute, is I actually with Africans a lot of times. That's the Mbuna tank right there. I mean, I don't know how well you can see it, but literally there's literally like no caves in that tank, so they have nothing to fight over.
Absolutely.
Well, I purposely put 20 caves for 16 fish, and they still kill each other. I don't get it.
I almost, and I may be completely wrong side of the camera back, is that I almost think of African cichlids almost like saltwater in a way. With the aggression and stuff, it's like body shape, and you start talking like tangs in saltwater, right? You got,
Right.
I mean, they just like body shape and get more than one at a time, or add them together. That kind of game. It's almost playing that same game.
Absolutely, yeah. It's it can be interesting because I've played a little bit the saltwater, like you mentioned, with the tangs, and sometimes it's like, well, that one's the same color pattern or that one's the same body style, and there's definitely a good correlation there between the Africans. I just don't have the heart to do it. Mrs. Fever loves African cichlids, so she's got the tank over here, but even then it's interesting at times. So somebody hit it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I've struggled with the Victorians for some reason. Like I literally don't heat their tanks now because whatever reason, like there'll be like one male, it'll turn into like a death tornado. So now I don't even heat their tank. I keep them cool, and then that way they don't get as fired up.
That's a good topic. I'd love to talk about if Ed's okay with that. But I want to ask Ian Atkins has said, have you tried the Limia live bearers yet, Ed?
Oh, that's what I have in that one tank. I have Limia tigers in that one tank that was next to the cloudy tank. I couldn't think of Limia, but yeah, I've got the Limia tigers. That was. Did I show you guys the tank that was cloudy? It had some beautiful swordtail guppies in it. I got those from Peter Mob Guppy, and they're just incredibly pretty. But it's with play sand, and the quarry cat just keeps stirring it up nonstop.
Limias are a lot of fun too.
Absolutely. So you mentioned a little bit with temperature, and we do have the African cichlid tank heated, but it's like just to make sure it maintains their like minimum temperature, if you will, just because I heat the whole rooms. But that, at least in my experience, can definitely make a huge wow, words are hard. Everything just disappeared. Can make a big difference basically in the aggression between fish. I noticed that my piranhas were getting really, really, really ornery the other day, and I checked the readout, and they were at 85.4, and they were just not. And normally I keep it like 82.2 Fahrenheit, but they were like super, super ornery, and I didn't take into account I added lids to that tank. So when I added those lids, where I had been maintaining a consistent temperature with a heater in that tank, you weren't getting that evaporation, that gas off, so the temperature was staying in there. It was insulated, and so the temp started rising. But I unplugged the heater and just let it slowly bring itself back down, and I'm going to start playing back with the temp again because they're sitting a little bit lower than I like them. But now with them sitting at like 77, they're just super chill. So I know,
Okay.
go ahead.
Jesse said that he'd like to get some of those tiger limias. Jesse, as soon as I start breeding them, I'll mail you some, and I'll put it in your box that you mailed yours to me. I don't know if you could see. I've been saving a lot of those boxes instead of throwing them away, and so I'll mail you some, Jesse. And then somebody asked what my temperature is of my fish room. I keep it at 75. Eventually, I plan on getting all the shrimp out of the fish room and out here. I just want to wait till I get some nice guppies to put in their place.
Yeah, I do. I have Limia tigers too. Actually, I just found some fried the other day.
You got everything.
Quite a bit. It's kind of scary. I started thinking about it. I'm like, there's a ton of stuff in here.
Yeah. So that's have you noticed, sorry to segue back, but aside from like Africans and of course, piranhas, have you noticed any other fish that really affect attitude? And again, this is just in our experience. We're not saying this is a fact per se. But.
I know, like with breeding like clownfish and stuff, I know that raising the temperature does help to induce spawning. So that might, in some ways, as well as aggression, because they do get more aggressive as they spawn. But
gotcha.
I would say that in the saltwater too a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't start running saltwater at 70 or something, but they get pretty aggressive too.
Ed, what about you? Do your guppies get mad when you heat the tank up? They attack?
My guppies are always pretty cool, I think, except for that one cheap line, the Petco ones. I don't know if I showed you those. And the Petco ones, I've thrown in 2 red Moscow males with them just to see if it'll, help them out, get a little bigger and prettier. But as soon as that tank goes below 78, they all start to die off. I mean, they just fall apart. So I always keep that one at 79, 78.
I've found that with Limias too. If you keep them too cold, they got way too cold in here because it's outside, but they fell apart for me. So now every Limia tank I have has a heater in it.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll make sure that I've got a couple of heaters in the different tanks that need it just to keep it, but I'll make sure that one has one just to bump it up a little warmer.
I mean, I guess they don't need to be too warm, but just make sure they don't get cold.
Okay.
And Kenny E said, where was it? I've lost it now, but Kenny E from Danican Aquatics said should be hanging out with you by this time next week, Ed. Kenny, can't wait for you to get it to town. That's going to be awesome. Bob got bit by an axolotl, and I'm going to step away for just 1 second and leave you gentlemen to it. This is, after all, your show anyways, Ed, so I think that you got this, buddy.
Yep. I was hoping to show you guys different things with my fish room and get comments. I tried to show how quiet that piston air pump is. And one thing is I should have plugged in a normal camera, but I was using my hat camera. So it's holding around a hat when I've got cameras. I could have just been doing this, but instead I was holding the bill of a hat. It's so goofy. I know.
No, those pumps are awesome. Like I actually replaced mine with those because I had the Elitas, and I actually replaced it with 2 of the actually there's 2 in here and 2 upstairs, but I replaced them all just because it was just too loud in here, and these are a lot quieter.
I can't believe how insane. I mean, the only time it's loud is if one of the air pumps is too, or one of the valves is up too much, and then you have bubbling because that thing's so powerful.
Yeah, I think. And then if you start putting in the air stones and the sponge filters, that helps even more.
Oh, cool. There's probably a couple that I didn't do that. I have 2 different types of sponges. I have this. Oh, I just dropped a bunch of my stickers. I've got the Aquarium Co-op, which makes it really easy to just pop the top off and put it in. But I also have the other brand where I literally had to take pliers and break it out.
Oh, yeah.
But once I figured it out, it was actually kind of neat, and it works real well. But unfortunately, I've got a couple that I didn't do that with because I didn't think about using the pliers. So, yeah. And I think those are the more loud air bubbles.
Yeah, I even started switching out. I was running some box filters too, and I started flipping those out as well because they were just getting. You get what after you start making it quieter, you can start telling that other stuff is quiet, is loud, right? You make one.
Yeah.
It's like this whole process.
Yeah, the one thing that like I said, the loudest thing in there right now is the air vent that sucks the humidity out. And I'm so glad I did that. But
Yeah.
It was really hard to cut through brick. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's a pain. I've done it before too with a masonry bit. And you got to sit there and with the hammer drill. I had a hammer drill at one point, and that was really a little bit more helpful. But still, it was an event.
And I was so afraid I was going to crack the wall too, but we got it done.
Was it the cinder block or was it like a full concrete wall?
Actually, well, it was my brick. So it was just and I was trying not to break the bricks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, cinder block would probably be bigger. I don't know, but it might have more to grip onto. I don't know. But, yeah, so I was just going through red bricks that was on the front of my house.
Oh, okay.
I've got some video of it. I videotaped my brother-in-law doing everything. I couldn't ever, I was always trying to help him. But whenever I was like just standing there, then I'd videotape him. And what I thought I would do is put the whole thing together, one giant piece, and then speed it up real fast. And maybe play it to a song or something, just to see the walls go up, the wiring, everything just kind of get built.
Yeah, there's some things that I did when I filmed some of it. It's sort of piecemeal because one, I was doing it myself in here, right? So I didn't have anyone to film it. So I'd kind of just do stuff and then I'd kind of film it, and then it would be, and then I didn't show any of the electrical stuff because I'm not a professional electrician by any means. So it's like you can figure that out on your own if someone watches it, But
yeah, I'm blessed to have my brother-in-law. He's a master plumber and electrician, so
nice.
Yeah, he can do it all.
I am not a master of either.
Neither am I.
I'll pretend I know what I'm doing, and we'll just go with that.
I am probably a master at handing him things, cutting things, and pulling stuff. Because I pull the wires, I drill the holes,
Yeah.
I do the easy stuff.
I had we used to live in a different house, and I was pretty close to a first cousin of mine, and he wasn't like a professional, but he had like that the motor skills, and he could just do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome to have him around. Like we'd get so much done. I think in like 2 hours one night we like drywalled the basement. We were bored and like, okay, let's just drywall the basement. And we drywalled the basement in like 2 hours.
That's awesome. Well, when all the auto factories went down, during I don't know, was that 10 years ago?
Yeah.
The giant layoff. Yeah.
09, yeah.
I was laid off for about 16 months. And I worked for my brother-in-law just doing wiring and stuff because he,
you need somebody to lug wires around and,
pull them, drill them. I could set up the boxes. I can almost do everything except for set up the actual panel.
Yeah, that's kind of where I stop now. Is like once it gets to like I can put in a breaker and do that kind of stuff, but once it gets to like you gotta do this. When it gets into the main panel, I'm like, nope, I'm out.
When it goes live.
Yeah. When it goes to the point where I have to call the power company to shut it off, then I'm good.
Yep. Well, okay, so I showed you guys. I don't know if you guys could see. I did the main two walls. I showed you guys a little bit of the dragon puffer. Did you guys see the blank wall?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I plan on Bob. I don't know if you guys have watched some of his awesome videos of his rainbows, but he's got these acrylic tanks that we got from our local fish store that he's going all over. I think he wanted to go with 20 longs because it's easier to catch fish. So he gave us these real deep acrylics for next to nothing. It was awesome. And that's what I think I'm going to put on the two wall, or, put that on, but I don't know what to put in those. Because if I put guppies, because there's like slots through the dividers, I don't want fry mixing in, unless I try just do one line of fish and put females in each one.
You could, or I use stainless steel mesh for a lot of things like that. So I build my own, like where I do have tanks plumbed, I'll build stainless steel mesh cages to go over the drains. That way they don't get sucked out. So you could always attach some of that, if you wanted to, stainless mesh over those slots if you decide you need those extra areas for different lines.
I know one thing I've played with too is the aquarium co-op, the sponge pad itself. We buy that sponge pad. I use that in all of my drains for the auto water change system, where I'll stick that. I won't use it if I was actually running like a saltwater sump lake system. But if I was running, stuff I run now with auto water change, that works perfect.
My problem is the wall is like, I think it's 18 inches back and 22 inches high. And there's slots everywhere. So let's see. What do I got?
One of those like Mars systems, like Marine Land, like Mars system. I'd have to go back to, but I don't remember exactly what we had.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it is actually from a local fish store, so it's just got the slots cut into the acrylic in between. That way they can have multiple fish in the same unit, if you will.
Yeah.
But you figure they're like 1/4-inch slots by maybe an inch or two tall.
Yeah, I think I had one of those at one point. I was in a brief conflict in them, and then I used them to store plumbing for a long time.
So Deb Hall had a good question there.
Yep, she's wondering if let's see if I can pull it over. I'm guessing that she means either the intake filters that go on like a hang off, or is she actually talking about the sponge filter like this?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say yes. I mean, no. I don't know. I would say I don't think fry could get sucked into it. It is very porous. It really is. But I really like it. I've heard people argue saying that less bacteria can grow in this versus the normal sponge filter, but I think this would have less chance of clogging up as quick as a normal sponge filter. But I do think I think that it's, I mean, there's no light going through, very little. I don't think any fry will get sucked into it.
And I don't think it's that powerful either.
Right.
To suck anything like that in there.
Yeah, even on, which I think both of you have linear air pumps. I know that you do, Ed, and I think you do, Mike. So even on a linear air system with that thing cranked wide open, it's still not achieving enough suction to actually forcibly suck those fry in there. But I keep them. I have co-op sponges in almost all of my guppy tanks. I'm working on slowly transitioning out as I can afford to buy more. I need about 40 more co-op sponges, but I've not ever found a guppy fry stuck in one when I've changed them out or looked in tanks or anything like that.
No, I mean, I've rice fish fry that don't get sucked in either.
Honestly, I watched the fry pick at it, Adam. So I wish the whole system would have worked, because then I could have zoomed right in for you guys and shown the fry picking at the thing. Because
I thought what the fish know though when the camera's there. Like they know.
I was so happy. I was happy when a Priscilla's shrimp actually came out. They're normally always hiding.
I for the longest time hated for videoing shrimp. Just because even with the macro lens, I struggled for whatever reason for the longest time.
Oh, there he goes. He is bringing it in.
Yeah, they're picking at that.
Yeah, they like that little stuff growing on there.
they definitely will go in there like Ed's talking about and pick at the sponges. And that's a double stacked one, like we talked about earlier. So
Oh, neat.
I need to. Well, and you can see it looks kind of like there's bubbles coming out of it, but that's not. That's where it's draining from the top tank behind it. So the flow is actually all coming out of the uplift. But I'm going to kill this. I just wanted to show it since you were discussing it.
You know, I wish that's another thing. I wish I could have showed you guys how I modify my aquarium co-op sponges. Is they're actually almost too long, because when I use the deep sand bed, the father fish method with an inch of soil and the 3 inches of sand, there's not much water space in that 20-gallon long, and the top of that pipe is right at the top of the water almost. So what I do is I cut the pipes in half on my aquarium co-ops.
I actually run mine with no pipe at all. I'll run it just like this. Just pop the pipe off of it and just run it like that.
I've got some with the pipes cut, and then I have some with it off, and then I have some with it on, like you saw there. But another thing you can do, and Corey's mentioned this, is if you're having issues with some of the bubbles getting out of the sponge at the top, you can actually take the like where you've cut that uplift tube in half and take 1/2 of that and stick it underneath so that you've got the air stone inside. I wish I had one that wasn't in a tank. I don't want to get water everywhere. But so that air stone is actually inside of the half of an uplift tube, and it keeps the bubbles running straight up versus coming out of the sponge.
So, I wish I had a good pair of I left my good pair of glasses in the
I'll grab HC Aqua's question real quick about the no pipe. It's more of for me, I didn't need the flow for it. The pipe will increase the flow, and I don't need that much flow for it. Kind of an effort to kind of quiet it down a little bit too. One that I've actually done on one tank is, depending on the size of the filter you use, you can use a CPVC elbow, and you can actually put a CPVC elbow on it as well. So I actually used a for I guess the medium one you can use, or the larger the medium, you can use a 3/4 inch CPVC elbow, and it'll fit directly on top of it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's also really good for directing flow. So I do that like in my 20 longs where I've got the sponges, especially like where Ed mentioned the substrate piling up if you do the dirted sand method. So I've got half of an uplift tube, and then I've got an elbow in those 20 longs, and I've got it toward the other end, so it actually gets a nice little current circling back to the sponge. So I do want to say thank you. We've got 54 people watching, 51 likes, and it looks like Ed has picked up some subscribers as well tonight.
Awesome.
Appreciate that. If you've managed to get over to here and you haven't subscribed to Chattanooga Ed or the Fish Tank Barn, please do us a favor and do that. Very much appreciated.
Well, Deb says that her white cloud minnows are super small. I don't know. See, I've brought some of the daisy fish up with those sponge filters also, and they haven't got stuck in there.
Well, I guess without doing white clouds, I guess the closest thing I can kind of compare to would be shrimplets, the Neocaridina shrimplets. Kaler's Aquatic says I unsub. That figures, Paul. He's just kidding. But I ended up unsubscribed to Ed and Mike. I looked the other day and I wasn't subscribed to Ed, and I was no longer subscribed to most of the people that I have memberships to. So I looked and I'm like, I'm not a subscriber to Mike. I'm not a subscriber to KG. I'm like, great, thanks YouTube. But I've never had an issue with shrimplet. Like I've pulled out a sponge and had shrimplets that were stuck in there or anything. And those get super, 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 super teeny. So I guess that's the closest thing I could personally equate it to with experience. They can always still get away.
But you know what? How do we know? There just might be that many shrimplets.
I'm not seeing any carcasses or remains or anything like that.
I use those on my hang off the back also, and that's actually sucking a lot more water probably through. And I've got lots of shrimplets and baby mollies in that tank. But I mean, it's a big tank, so things are having babies everywhere.
Yeah.
So to Ian Atkins' point, says, I had mine stacked for a while, but I thought they would work better just both separate. They probably do. I'm sure that there's a minimal difference, but in terms of tank space, if you will, and also airline drops, I've only got one linear air pump running, and I'm kind of pushing it to capacity on airline drops. So that's another thing, having 3 double stacks versus 6 individual lines running there and stuff like that. I think it's still going to work efficiently, but it may be a little bit more efficient to have them done individually if you have the airlines and don't mind the additional space taken up.
Yep. Boy, I can't wait till Danny King comes in. That'd be super cool.
I love that we have the cricket going in between the breaks. So if we stop talking, you just hear the cricket. It's great. I need it now as a permanent sound effect.
No, it's funny because I think there's more than one because and I think they're living under the fridge. Like when we were kind of transitioning, I kind of looked over and I saw one of them making his way to the fridge. Didn't get him. I was gonna grab a net and catch him live. But the nets are over there, so I couldn't get one in time to net them up on live on the internet. So and put them in like a pickle jar or something.
I heard that crickets are actually losing the ability to make noise.
Oh,
they said that there's males that don't make noise anymore, and what's happening is things are eating the ones that make noise. Like mice and things will eat the ones because they're attracted to the noise, and then what's happening is the genetics of the ones that don't make noise is being passed, and there was a lot more crickets when we were kids than there are today.
Well, the ones out here don't seem to have any trouble.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I know that our cats get a few in the house on occasion, but there's really not much out here to get them that, since everything in here is aquatic. So,
yeah. And the cat's going to get one that makes noise or not.
Right.
We've got a kitten, and that thing attacks everything. It was slinging a pin across the floor for a good hour yesterday. It was hilarious. But we've only got about 5 minutes left. It feels like tonight really flew by with the shows being split up. Y'all do us a favor, leave out a comment down below, and I'll be watching as well. I think Zinginger said Dave is in an hour. I thought I saw him post a video earlier that he was not going tonight. So I didn't know if anybody else was doing a fill-in or if that was correct. But I thought he had posted that he's got a video coming out, but he's not live streaming. The kitten's name is Azriel. It's just renamed it. Thought it was a girl. It's a boy. But let us know how what your thoughts were on the transition tonight. Ed and I have done a 2-hour stream together for many, many, many months on Thursdays. This was something a little different. So let us know what your thoughts were. Yeah,
and I apologize, folks. I thought it would be fun doing the whole thing from the fish room, and I watched I am so not tech savvy.
I mean, it's a learning curve. I mean, when I used to do it, it's a learning curve to learn how to get it all to work out right.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's fun because we've had people ask us before why I'm in this spot on the thing. It's because I'm actually Ed's tech guy for the stream, so it's hosting off my computer. So I had fun getting it set up where everything was kind of one click switch over, we're red here instead of blue on mine and all that fun stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed that because I had fun setting that stuff up. But it looks like there's that setup he's got.
Yeah, this is I'm gonna run Ethernet through the house. I've got 100 foot of Ethernet to run all the way to my office upstairs. The problem with my house is I've got a fireplace. It goes in the basement and upstairs, and it's on the other side of my office. And that in the angle of my fish room, I think the stairs are right here. Mm-hmm. I get no signal on that corner of the house. I get more signal by the pool in the backyard than I do in that corner. So I was going to run the Ethernet to this and then plug in as many different computers and whatnot into this.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that'll work.
No, I did that in the barn. I buried a Cat 7 cable all the way from the router, through my basement, out of the house, and buried it literally. I think it's about 70 feet out here to the barn or so, or at least that's how long the wire was. But I basically buried the cable out here and have it hooked, and then I have the computer that this is on hardwired.
Yeah, I really wanted to be hooked right into it too, so I'm not depending on a signal that could break.
Well, real quick, I want to answer One Dirty Platy said, Fisherman Fever, are you guys streaming every Thursday with it back-to-back format from now on? Yes. So what we've done is we've taken our typical Thursday 2-hour show, started on my channel, went to Ed's channel. We're moving it up an hour since Rack's no longer streaming. That way we don't have that gap behind KG. We're going to do an hour on mine and an hour on Ed's. I think that turned out fun. It seemed like it went by a lot quicker, and it's also beneficial for both of us to be able to do it that way. So, yes,
and it gives you a
to
chance to get some tea or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you a little bit of a break. We're going to be playing with the transitions, but I think we've got it worked out to be fairly smooth, assuming I'm actually on the screen, next time we switch to Ed's versus a blank background.
Sean Peck's here. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean, how are you? I have been reading that book, Sean.
Yeah, we're going to do... James and I are just going to do a random live stream during the middle of the day, probably next week, and we're going to build our cars live. And we don't know if it'll be his channel or mine. It doesn't matter. But it'll be fun. Can't wait.
And he had 2 good points. Peck Tech did. Another awesome channel. If you guys aren't familiar with Peck Tech and you've just been kind of riding the stream wave tonight, go check him out. So many awesome channels in here. But he mentioned water blocking Wi-Fi and cardboard also. Yeah, so it can be fun when you're surrounded by fish tanks trying to get phone signal or Wi-Fi through giant boxes of water.
Yeah, no, I would. I actually thought of an idea. You should do a fish fam plywood derby. Remember Boy Scouts?
That'd be cool. I'd do that. I won 1 trophy last year. Actually, I didn't, but my niece did. But I made it. But I'm actually going to be putting a poker table in my fish room so I can play games. I'm not a big poker player, but I like playing all sorts of board games and stuff. So my goal is to be surrounded by fish tanks and being able to play games. My original idea was I was going to make it a big steampunk room. And then my sister's like, why don't you make it a fish room? Because you want one of those too. It's like, yeah, that's even cooler. So someday Sean will be down there and he'll probably play some Gaslands with us. Or the Gaslands? Yeah, Gaslands. Gaslands, not Grasslands. Oh, gosh.
So let me ask you this, Ed, because this is your channel, and Mike, I don't by any means mean to try and keep you longer, but nobody has said they want to go next. We've still got 54 people watching right now. So, Ed, it's your channel. I'll leave it up to you if you wanted to go on or end it or...
You know what? We've got at least a couple of things that we need to talk about. I don't know if you talked about it while I was in there, but we've got GRB brings up a great point. My fantasy football league. I still have I think I've got 6 or 7 people that say they want to play, but I've only got a few of the emails because I got to have guys send me your emails so I can send you an invite from Yahoo to get into the fantasy football league. And we'll talk about who's going to win what. If we want to do, everybody send something fishy or something to the winner, that's fine. Otherwise, we can just play for fun. Danikin and I are probably going to do a live stream while we do the online draft with everybody, so that'd be kind of fun. So if you guys want in, please send me your email to my Facebook. And my Facebook is Chattanooga Ed. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Chattanooga Ed out there, so... That would be awesome, guys. I need at least, I don't know if I need at least 5, but we'd like to have at least 5 more. Jesse, you did not send me it, so you need to send it to me. I think Big J still needs to send me his. I've got a few people. Well, actually, Danikin needs it. I think I've only gotten 2 emails. I think Peplin Creek was going to play. Peplin, I need to get yours. So that's the fantasy football. And then we also want to talk about Anabantoid month. There's still 10 more days, I think. Is there 21 days or 31 days in this month?
31.
Okay, so you guys got 10 more days to get in your Anabantoid photos, videos, artwork. Everybody gets to do 1 entry. Zen has popped up. Oh, wow. Zen is so awesome. She has popped up my Facebook. Oh, I guess on Facebook, my name's Yard Doe.
Yeah.
I ended up with the stupid name Yard Doe because I'm not tech savvy, and my ex-girlfriend made me have a Facebook like 11 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't know, a long time ago for our video game thing that we did. And that was, my name was Yard. And she said, you got to have a last name. And I was like, I don't, it's just a video game. So I went with Doe, which was stupid. But that's what I told her to do. But, so that's how I have Yard. We got to try to work on changing that to Chattanooga Ed. But, okay, now Zen popped up the Project Anabantoid Facebook group. If you guys enter your entries, is that where you enter your entries, Zen?
Now, there is an email specifically for entering the contest this time because with the Project Posilia, it was kind of difficult for them to track down entries over 5 platforms. So they made specifically to enter the contest. You can send an email with your entry. We are encouraging people, though, to still post in the Project Anabantoid Facebook group. Even if you don't want to enter, just, sharing your pictures and videos and things like that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I was going to. I need to get on that. I've got a wild bet. I've got to get some pictures of.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and there was probably 20 people that are all super cool YouTubers afterwards told me, can I put it in? And it was like June. And the deadline was the last day of May. And I was like, gosh, I'm sorry.
I did that too. And I was going to do it. And then I was like, oh, and I got stuff. I got sidetracked with whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And next thing you know, I was like, oh, it's June. Okay. No. I'll put it in the Facebook group and it'll be that.
Well, I'm going to be building my beta wall, beta barracks, whatever, for this month. I've been getting the supplies. I've got the sump sitting next to me. I've got everything. I just got to put it together, but I wanted to paint the top of the wall of the fish room in there before I start attaching it. And I might need James maybe James, I'm going to have to beg you to come out for a day.
But you don't have to beg me. I've just not come down because of making sure Bob gets his Premier access. But I need to get with you and, do that stuff that you need for a day. And maybe we can cut some polycarbonate lids for my tanks. We probably got at this point like 3 days worth of stuff that you and I have worked out that we need to get together on when I can get down there.
Yeah, I told Bob he could be the first person to do a fish video or fish tour of my place. I tried. I don't know, but Bob's the first real big cool dude that'll do it. So he'll come in. But James, you can still come and help me hook it up so he can do it.
I'd love to.
If you want to. That'd be wonderful. I'll buy you lunch. And but so I got to put the beta wall in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the whole thing hooked up right away because I might be going with Daniken. I'm hoping with James and Daniken we're going to go visit Father Fish. And we might have a 4th guy coming along with us too, which I'm not going to say anything.
Ooh, super secret awesomeness.
So, yep. So that we'll be doing that for a couple of days and then coming back, and then I'll hit the beta wall again. Oh, did you see those mosses I had, Mike?
Yeah, I'm not a big plant guy.
Oh, okay.
No, I am not a big plant guy, so I am not where outside of my wheelhouse.
Okay, well, I've got one of those. I think it's some type of root to some type of plant, but if you flip it around, it looks like a bonsai tree. And I want to put one of those mosses on there, and then put that in one of the tanks. But instead of a bonsai tree, I think I'm going to make it look more like, or make it feel to me like one of those African trees that are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Those things are so cool.
Deb Haldy, have a great night. Thank you for the questions, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, Deb, thank you so much.
And to answer a question regarding the Anabantoid contest, there are 3 categories. It's going to be pictures, video, or art. If you're doing video, you can simply submit a link to the video in that email submission, whether it's a YouTube post or you could post the video on Facebook. and then submit that. HC mentioned Rack's personal pick. I would assume he's still doing that, but with the things he's got going on in his personal life that we're not going to discuss because that's not our business, I don't want to hold him to that, if you will. So we'll verify that, you know, things are still good for him to do that. I'm sure that he probably still will, but that would be the fourth one. Is Rack picks out of those three what his favorite is that has inspired him the most.
And then we also do best of show, which is the one thing that pops out the most out of all three categories. And maybe it's not what we picked for photo, because let's use last time as an example. We had two wonderful photos, and we ended up going with the photo that we love the most to be best of show, and then the next best entry, probably the whole thing, was another photo. And so that was the best photo. And then we had the best video and the best art.
Yep. And we do also have a special judge this time around. Lefty talked to Lisa from KG Tropicals, and she has agreed to be one of the judges for the contest this go around. So that's going to be awesome, and we appreciate her doing that.
For sure. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. And it's also...
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good, buddy. And you don't have to stay the whole time. Like, I appreciate you hanging out for the past 2+ hours with us. I know that it's a little late for you, but I really wanted to have you on. And then the fact that you tagged along over here was really nice of you to do that, and very much appreciated. So don't feel bad if you need to step out, because I know this wasn't what you signed up for.
I think I do. I'm fading fast. I had to get up a little early this morning. I had a 7:30 a.m. meeting this morning, so I'm fading pretty fast.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming on and hanging out with us tonight. It was awesome.
No problem. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And we'll get Mike's link posted again, just in case somebody here has not managed to find their way over to Fish Tank Barnes' channel. He's got some awesome stuff on there, as you can imagine, with 100 or so tanks, some awesome videos. So I encourage you to go check him out and subscribe. Very cool guy.
Yeah, and someday we'll have to get up to Michigan and visit you. I love Michigan. I've got some of my best friends live in Michigan. I've always been a Red Wings fan my whole life. It's weird because I love the Blues and the Red Wings. But the Red Wings minor league club was in in Kansas City. So I grew up with Red Wing banners and stuff, even though it said Kansas City. But so the two teams I've just always liked.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun in the 90s with the Avalanche, and that was a lot of fun.
I call them the Snowballs.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and then it sort of died off a little bit, and then it's not as good now. But I still haven't been down. They have a new arena downtown now. I haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, I haven't been to it either. I've just been to Joe Louis. I've been there maybe 10 times. I don't know. I used to go about twice a year.
Yeah, Joe Louis was looking a little rough towards the end.
Yeah, so was the St. Louis barn, man. It was pretty bad. They had to replace it too.
Yeah,
every place you step was sticky.
Yeah, I went to college at the University of Michigan, and they play at an arena called Yost Ice Arena, and it's literally, I think the building is from 1904. It's literally square. It's a cool atmosphere for the games and everything, but it is an old building. It's nice on the inside, but the outside it's like this building is old.
I've got a Michigan Wolverines hockey jersey. From Dave Roberts. I don't know if you know who that is, but
I've heard of him. Yeah, no, I went when they won the national hockey title. We went down to Cincinnati and actually watched them down there. Back then, I think it was 97, 96 maybe. But yeah, we used to play. It was kind of funny. I was in this thing called the Evans Scholarship, where it was a scholarship program, and then you kind of lived in this fraternal house. It wasn't a fraternity, but it was a fraternal house, and then we would play Michigan State every year, and it was the big hockey game. So you had guys who really couldn't skate. I mean, as you went along, you got better, but then we were playing full checking, and it was various skill levels, right? And we didn't play full checking the whole rest of the year, but we played Michigan State, was full checking, and it was it got a little interesting at times.
That's awesome.
So
That'd be great fun.
yeah. So I went to. I mean, I spent one summer doing, kind of just practicing, and I ended up going to some other like open skate. And I walk in, there was like a guy, or there was a goalie from Harvard, a guy from Michigan, some other like 3 or 4 other guys from college who were college hockey players, and like a Marine, and then me who had been playing for like 2 years. And then to say I skated for about 15 minutes as hard as I could, and literally like about felt like I was gonna drop dead.
Yeah. Well, I remember I used to skate I could skate for hours in high school and college. But then like when I was 28 or 29, the last time I went out and played hard, I was gassed after a minute. I was like, okay, I'm done.
You gotta build it up. Yeah, I played soccer up until I was like 30. I'm 44 now. I played soccer up until I was 37. I mean, I played a lot of goalie, but you still get a pretty good workout playing goal, even playing in goalie. But it was like, it was. I don't think I could do it now, but it was just like, I feel the effect now of playing that long.
Soccer is a great sport to help with hockey too. I mean, I won I shouldn't say all my face-offs, but a lot of my face-offs because I played a lot of soccer too, because I would just tie the stick up and use my feet. Really worked great. I used my feet all the time.
Yeah, I do that, and then it was. I just always was the guy who went into the boards and just got just it was kind of like the grind line guy. You know what I'm talking about,
Yep. Oh, Jesse said that he used to play hockey, but it was short-lived. What, did the ice just melt?
Good night to Daniken. I think he's probably gone by now. But Kenny E, thanks for hanging out. And Pet Exotics Multiple Aquariums has got inventory going on at work, so he's got to head out. So thank you for that.
Awesome.
And again, Mike, Fish Tank Barn, appreciate you hanging out with us. I know it's longer than you signed on for, but it's been awesome talking to you. And I've missed watching your live stream, so this was really nice for me to be able to hang out with you. And
yeah, I'll eventually, when things kind of settle down, we'll get back rolling with that. So
awesome.
Cool. So I think I'm gonna check out because it's 12:45 and I'm fading a little bit.
Absolutely, understand. Thank you again.
All right.
Take care, guys, and go check out Mike the Fish Tank Barn if you haven't checked his channel out. Really cool guy, really cool stuff.
All right, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching, and make sure you subscribe to these two guys as well. And thank you for having me as well. It was nice to come on.
Absolutely.
Anytime. You're so cool. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, see ya.
See you later, buddy.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he removed Ed. Let me hit that button there.
Okay. I was trying to get his attention.
Normally we have some other people that go behind us on the streams, but with nobody else wanting to go right now, again, your channel, up to you. We can carry on. We could do an open forum, if you will. We haven't done a late night hangout in a while. Whatever you want to do, your channel, buddy.
Yeah, if we want to have a couple people, sure, we could do that. That'd be great.
All right. I will post the link in the chat. All that we ask is that we have some familiarity to you. That way we don't run into issues of random people popping up and doing things they shouldn't. So give me just a second. We'll post that on there.
And you have to be willing to answer questions.
There we go.
And I guess now StreamYard does up to 8 people, but let's try to keep it still like to 4 or 5.
Yeah, they actually go to 10 now, but that just turns into a reverb, talking over each other match when that happens.
For sure. But yeah, man, I'd love to go to Michigan. There's I keep talking about good pizza, but they got good pizza up there.
So
I wanted to go to Indy to have some pizza, and we didn't get any pizza.
We didn't. I posted that, but I forgot since I'm running it under Ed's channel. It actually popped up under Chattanooga Ed's name. So where Chattanooga Ed posted the link, that would be the link if you wanted to come up and hang out. I know we've got some people on here that do live streams or will pop up for a little bit on other people's even if they don't feel like setting up their own. So you're welcome to come on up.
Oh, why don't we talk about Lefty's show? Since Lefty just talked, I do a show with Lefty on Fridays, and it's kind of like the Seinfeld, a whole lot of nothing. It's absolutely nothing. We talk about anything and everything. So it's actually kind of the opposite. We talk about everything. Hey, Jesse.
Oh,
And-
that was fast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I watched the backstage.
Like, we've talked about Harry Potter, we've talked superheroes, we talked fish. We'll talk about anything. And I don't even know what Brian Lefty has in store for tomorrow. But if he wants me to do something special, let me know, Brian, because I will do it.
Oh, that's right. You guys are streaming tomorrow.
Yeah, 4:00. That's probably like 2 a.m. for you.
Well, okay, what time is it? It is 10 a.m. for me. And it's a holiday. It's statehood day. So that was the day that Hawaii became the 58th state.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's what we're celebrating. Yeah. So
That's
I don't have to work, so I'll be there for sure.
Awesome.
Oh, we need to have state holidays. Do we have any in Tennessee? Is Davy Crockett a big Tennessee guy? Or Daniel Boone? Or there's got to be some old pioneer or something that was a big Tennessee guy.
We're not getting a holiday out of it though.
Only us.
Bob will know. Bob probably knows. If Bob's still here, there's probably somebody famous from Tennessee.
Zen, thank you for posting the link for HC Aqua's channel as well as Lefty's channel. For anybody that does not know Jesse HC Aqua, he's got an awesome channel. He's got some awesome, well, he's got a lot of awesome fish, but I love his guppies. I've got some of his guppies, like Ed talked about. He's got some of his guppies. So how are things going with the Get Gills? Do you have anything you're selling right now, Jesse?
I just posted a bunch of stuff actually, but not. I mean, some guppies, but mostly not guppies. Like I posted some rice fish and some Apistogramma cockatoides and some Pseudomugo cyanodorsalis, which is like the bluebacks. It's like a dwarf rainbow fish with a blue back and a yellow. It's blue and yellow. I mean, how good is that? But no hits. Like nobody wants it. So
Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it. Yeah.
Well, Dan has had so much good stuff. Probably nobody's looking at anything else. Oh, you got some daisies. Yep. I see them.
We can do this. Share that because I want to
Not
look
that
now.
I care. I don't like shipping, so don't jump on
Yeah,
it.
Jesse's like, please. And I knew when I ask you, you're going to be like, no, I don't want to have to ship stuff. But I'm always curious what you've got going on. But we are going to take a peek if you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah, no
well, I'm looking at them right now. I just left the stream and went straight to it. So that's cool.
There's some stuff that I don't post too because I'm too lazy to post. It takes so much work to post. You know how much work you have to write the title, you have to write the description, you have to take a picture. It's so much dramas.
Well, those are pretty.
I don't like doing all of that.
Look at the colors on those. Jace Crazy Obsession said Dolly Parton, she's from Tennessee.
You know, I was literally thinking about that, and then we started talking about Jesse's stuff. And then I thought, oh, maybe when she dies, we'll get a holiday. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to say that.
Oh, rice fish. Rice fish have been hot.
Dolly
I got those from Pam. Those are Pam's rice fish.
I've got some of Pam's rice fish, too.
Yeah, those are the ones. So you have the same ones.
I raised babies with the dragon puffer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they laid eggs on the filter, and for me to cycle that tank, I took it from the rice fish tank and put it in with the puffer to instant cycle it because I wasn't expecting that puffer, and so I don't know, it was just impulse buy, and then it was like impulse there because he did overnight, and I thought I had till Thursday, and instead it came on Tuesday.
Well, I'm going to drop this off of here because we've got somebody else.
Hey, Diego.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Hey, Diego.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
You know what? I'm watching the YouTube instead of our StreamYards.
So real quick, and this is, I guess some people are going to think shameless promotion, but honestly, I don't get anything but a page hit from you going there. Streetwise had mentioned adding people to the fisherandfever.com website. So what he's done an awesome job. But if you go through there and look at the stream times, he's got a list of people, such as like HC Aqua, that maybe don't have a set stream time, but they do stream from time to time. So he's got like an other section.
Never.
Never. But so you go check those people out as well. Support the fish fam.
Yeah, Jesse used to stream on Sundays.
No,
And-
that was only to get monetized. I'm done with that.
I liked it, but I missed most of them because of football. Because I like everybody who streams, but I hate to miss a football game. You know, if my Chiefs are playing, so I missed most. I'd watch them afterwards by myself, but I was in one of the live streams, and that's how I got those dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see the dragons when I was videotaping them or showing them the camera?
That is totally how it happened.
You know what? I think I got a cat stuck in the fish room. It's crying. I think I hit the fish room door.
You know what's
Gotcha.
funny? I think I've been on each of your channels as a guest, except for Diego.
I'm going to try something real quick.
Oh, well, Diego needs to get you because you're awesome. I'll be right back.
I'm just checking to see. We had a lot of people, or some people saying echo. I think it was Diego's mic. Let's see if that fixed it. It's unmuted now. So Diego, you've got something cool going on. Kind of recently, you started up a second site, multipleaquariums.com, to go along with your petzotics.com. How's that been working out?
Well, I started off with the Petzotics, and I've had that for about 6-7 years now. And then then I had I started the multiple aquariums, but then 2 websites working in at the same time kind of got a little bit too much, so I kind of left the multiple aquariums for a while, and I figured, you know what, I still own the domain, I might as well give it another try, just try to do something with it, since I owned the domain for about 10 years. So I figured, you know, I'm gonna do my best not to let it go to waste, so I figured I'd launch it.
Yeah, and you had you were kind enough to sponsor a giveaway. It's been maybe a month or so ago, but you did. You were nice enough to offer a giveaway for as a gift card for multiple aquariums on the Fisher and Fever channel. So I really appreciate that.
Sure.
And I've not ordered from multiple aquariums yet, but I have ordered from you on the Petzotic side. So I need to get another order in with you, because I appreciate what you've got going on over there.
Yep, and I haven't checked out those shrimp breeders yet. You know, the shrimp hatcheries that you sell. I was going to go and look at what the best type of shrimp hatchery was.
What's that?
What's the brand? San Francisco Bay brand makes a hatchery.
Yeah.
Oh, bride shrimp.
Yeah,
Brand shrimp.
Oh, okay.
And
Diego,
it comes with 3 brand shrimp egg packs, and you can also buy brand shrimp separate.
That's
do you
awesome.
happen to have a headset nearby, Diego, by chance? It's not terrible in my ear, but apparently a couple of people are having bad issues with the feedback.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't have any. I don't use them.
I'll just try and talk real quiet so it doesn't come back through there.
I gotcha. I'll keep it down too. Well,
Help if I lower my volume.
I haven't decided if I want to go with the hatchery that sits or one that hangs. You know, like Jesse has some that hang that I like, but that was something you got off of Amazon.
I do it several ways. So the Amazon is like the little bottle cap, soda bottle cap, or by the aquarium co-op, the Ziz one. And I have fully changed over to the Ziz one because I can make a lot more because I have a lot of fish. So, but they both work good. But yeah, hanging works good for me because um, the drainage, you need it to hang in order to drain the whole thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the aquarium co-op one. Not that I don't love Corey. It's just it seems too big for me. Right.
Yeah,
now.
if you don't have a lot of fish of fry to feed, it might be a little bit of a overkill. I do agree with that. Yeah. Have you seen my new like squeeze bottle thing? Did you catch that? So I pour all the baby brine shrimp into a squeeze bottle and I just feed each tank like I just squeeze, go choo 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 choo. It's so
that's
fun.
Nice.
I saw that video.
You did see it, yeah. It's so fun. I love it. That's my favorite part of the day.
It has a hook like this.
Well, it's just a bottle with all the brine shrimp inside, and yeah, it's a hook. But then you
Yeah.
just squeeze the bottle in each
Oh.
tank.
When I
It's
watched it. Oh, go ahead, Diego.
it's almost like those bottles that the boxers use to put water in their mouth when they're resting at their corner.
Yeah, that's what we used in football to get through our drill. And I
Mhm.
don't know if I put that in your comments or not, but I was thinking it. That's what I used to.
It's so pleasurable. Oh my god, it's so fun. If you ever have to do it, do it.
But when I saw that video, I was like, how ingenious! I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eventually do a YouTube video on it, but I'm so lazy. It's easier to just do Instagram or Facebook and just throw it up there.
I totally saw that somewhere, but I don't know where. Oh, Lefty, man, Lefty is on top of it. He said I said that on Facebook. Man, what would I do without Lefty? I'd depend on James for absolutely everything.
God, no. No, I'm just kidding.
Poor James.
No, not poor Jay. I don't mind a bit. But let me ask you, though. You mentioned you thought that might be too much brine shrimp. As many guppy tanks as you have, though, is there really a negative to the adults eating it? Because the adults are going to eat it, too. I would think with, 20,
Yes.
25. Sorry,
Totally, I feed it to all the adults as well, just so that they're overfed so they don't eat the fry.
You see, I was planning on just feeding it to all the adults also.
I feed it to everything, the whole fish room. Everyone gets a squirt.
Well, I don't know. I guess I could wait and see.
Not trying to talk you into one. I was just curious because I'm sure that other people will have that thought process pop up in terms of, they saw you've got like 25 guppy tanks. And also there's been the conversation about feeding the smaller foods, the fry size foods can help sometimes in theory trigger, the adults to breed because there's a food source available for their babies, which is a whole nother conversation. But
Yeah, I don't know if that means. I don't know if guppies care. I think they're just always trying to have babies.
I don't disagree.
But I think the food maybe helps them not eat the babies. If they're full, they're not going to eat their fry. But I think, man, guppies just want to have babies all the time. It's just my personal opinion. I think that's more for like cichlids and maybe bigger fish. I don't know.
One Dirty Platty, have a great night. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Awesome new face to us, or new name anyways, I guess I should say. So very cool to have had you along for the ride tonight through the streams. You take care, and hopefully we will see you on the next go round.
Oh, I had my first platies in the fish room. I wish I would have shown you guys those.
Oh, what color?
I got 5 baby bristlenose from Haley. When I went up to Indy, she gave me those. And that was really cool. So I got a little bag of those. And I've been wanting bristlenose that are brown, just plain old generic, because I love Cthulhu. And I think they look more like Cthulhu.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost harder to get like the plain wild colored plecos than the albinos. Like albinos are way more common when you think about it.
Yeah,
oh,
see,
look at that thing.
That's Cthulhu. It's a sea monster that has like all these tentacles coming out of its face. So I'm hoping I get one boy with a whole mess of them.
Are you gonna paint that on one of your streams?
I don't know if I'll do it on a stream or not, because I love painting miniatures, and that's why I bought it. But look, I've never done a miniature like this because look, it's that clear
Yes.
water,
Yes, intricate.
and I don't know how to paint this water. So I think you got to paint it from the inside out, kind of like how have you ever seen the Japanese art where they paint the inside of the glass?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like that. So it's going to be tricky. But that's why I bought it, so it'll be fun.
And I do want to say real quick, as Ed mentioned, keeping it to 4 people kind of to avoid the over talking. If somebody else wants to come up, I'll be happy to step backstage and kind of run the tech side from the background. So don't think that you can't come up if you want to. I'll be happy to open up a slot for somebody.
Well, I was gonna say it's here. It's past midnight, and I did say I was gonna go to sleep because I wake up at 5. So, but then I heard that you guys would invite people up, and it's not often I get to hang out with some great guys. You too, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you talked to me earlier. I might be coming on your stream in the near future. We haven't set up a date. Well, let me rephrase that. I will be coming on your channel in the near future. We just need to set a date up.
All right.
Same here. Same here.
I'll let you know. And I got Jesse in mind too. But yeah, it's not often hanging out with awesome guys, so I figured, yeah, I'll come back for a few more minutes. But I really gotta go to bed.
I wish I was half as cool as you, Diego. You're just awesome. And your name is so much cooler than mine, too. I love that name, Diego.
Hey, Griffin.
So cool.
Thanks.
Griffin's here.
Alrighty. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you again, Diego.
All right.
You gotta
See you,
go check out Pet Zotic / Multiple Aquariums if you haven't. He's got some good stuff over there and a couple of awesome websites. I'm going to drop the link real quick in the chat again in case anybody else would like to come up and hang out. We haven't done one of these in a while. I know there are a lot of hangout streams, but Ed and I haven't got to play on one in a while.
Yeah.
There's some hangout streams. There's not a lot. There should be more.
It seems like there are a lot at like 4 a.m. when there's not really many people awake. My sleep schedule's been so horrible lately. I'll get notifications at like 4 and 5 in the morning that stuff's going on. I'm like, guess I'm not the only one that can't sleep.
Yeah, Griff thankfully does some. And has Meg been doing it? I need to check to see if I haven't got any notifications from Meg or from Derek for a long time.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing it as much. Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, a lot of people just get unsubbed. Like Guppy Guru. I love guppies. How does he get unsubbed from me? You know?
Oh.
So I need to check to make sure I got Derek. I always try to think, okay, now who haven't I seen for a long time?
How do you even know when you're unsubbed, though? Because if you're unsubbed, then you wouldn't even know.
I know.
So, like, yeah, people
have
you
to
go
type their name and go to their channel and see that you're not subbed anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
so
have to like search for them.
Yeah, the other day I had to go to Ed's channel. It's probably to pull his link for the description for my stream. And I sent him a picture. I was like, do you think I should subscribe to this guy? Because I had the option to subscribe. I wasn't subscribed to him anymore. So, yeah. And then, like I said, I've had several channels that I'm a member of. A lot of those I got unsubscribed from. And I'm like, really? I'm a paid member. Why would you unsubscribe me from their channel?
That's crazy.
Griff says, me, I got you. I know I got you, man. Griff's the man. What else was I going to say? Oh, today was kind of neat. I typed in information about dragonflies, and my channel popped, or one of my streams popped up like 8 down.
Nice.
For dragonflies.
Oh.
That was pretty neat because that one stream that I talked all about dragonflies.
That's the one?
That one popped up. Yeah.
Wow. I was there.
There. Awesome.
I was talking all about this. Like, we don't have those here. That'd be cool.
That's probably why they put it on there, because Jesse was on there.
Yeah.
I wonder if Griff's in the back room, because he said me. I wonder if that's what he meant. I don't know.
If not, maybe shortly. Maybe Lefty.
I know, Lefty, come on up, buddy. We should talk about stuff. Did you know today was the first day that movie theaters opened up here? and tickets for movies were 15 cents.
What?
Really?
I didn't know that. I'd have been at the movies.
That's crazy. They're not open here. Like that seems like a issue. Like
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
they're only allowing the theaters to be 20%. Oh, Lefty came up.
Lefty. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Let me
Yeah.
turn.
Jess and Jessica.
They're only allowing the theaters to be 20%. Oh, look,
Oh, there's an echo.
There, I got it. That was me.
Oh, okay.
I had to get it off. There. Okay.
I do that all the time. But the move. Oh, we lost James. James, you can
Oh.
pop up.
Did I kick
yeah,
him off?
we can handle 5. No, he removed himself.
Oh, James, you know how this game works. You can be up here.
I've got my camera off anyways. In all honesty, I'm smoking and I'm doing a couple other things, but I can still hang out in the background and make sure that everything
I'm
runs
smoking
tech
too.
wise.
Should I go?
Well, and I can't stay long. I'm actually cleaning tanks, so but I figured I'd pop up for a second
That's
Nice.
awesome.
because I've been watching all night and I've said, "Hey," I can't say how many times, and ain't nobody said hey back.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
in top chat.
You go look, but I'm gonna tell you what I did too. When y'all left the first stream, I stayed on it thinking that it was still going. I didn't know that y'all had jumped over to yours.
Oh man.
Well, James started saying Monday night. It's Monday night. And I'm like, no, man, it's not Monday night. What's going on? Yeah, I was a little behind there. This Thursday night thing's kind of got me messed up. So,
Yeah.
who's going on before KG Tropicals? Now, it used to be Corey, right?
Well, I think
Yeah.
probably still
Sometimes.
Corey isn't every day because of him just having such a busy schedule.
That is his time, but he will not go every week.
Okay.
And Diva, Madfish Diva, she sometimes goes on the same time too. But other than those two, there's no one else.
Well, Prawny's on before KG too.
Oh yeah, Prawny. Yeah, Prawny.
Because Corey started what 7, and then he would go till 9 or whatever when KG went live.
Well, y'all's times are different than mine, so it's Corey used to start at 4 my time. So
What's your time? Mountain time?
no Central.
Oh, Central. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 5 hours for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
because right now it's my time right now is 12:10.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, it's 7:10 over here.
Wow.
110
Are
here.
you doing up that early?
Yeah. I gotta go like make my kids dinner pretty soon.
Aw. I don't know what breakfast is.
In like maybe 15 minutes. I have 15 minutes.
What's the favorite dinner of your children?
I call it special rice. It's just rice with some shoyu. Shoyu is called soy sauce, and
Yep.
over easy egg, and I break it up and I mix it up, and then any kind of meat on top of that. So today is Kahlua pork cabbage. So that's what they're gonna have: Kahlua pork cabbage, rice, shoyu, and an easy over egg.
I would eat that.
Sounds good.
I'm a picky eater. I'll be quiet on that one. Cabbage does not cross my plate at any time.
No cabbage,
No cabbage.
just the pork then. Just
Yeah,
the pork.
yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
I'll take a
pick it out.
cabbage, wrap it in like aluminum foil,
Uh-huh.
and cut it like this, and then drop a stick of butter and grill it.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good. But
Well,
I'm a cabbage guy.
you
I'm cheap.
tasted butter by that time. Grilled butter.
Yeah. Well, no, the cabbage actually stays
Together.
as a thing. Yeah. Oh, it's good. You just gotta trust me.
Yeah, you'll just have to make it for me one time.
We do mostly coleslaw with it.
But like
I'll be back.
as a Czech, we don't do sauerkraut. We do sweet kraut.
Okay.
And you know how sauerkraut kind of has, well, you know what sauerkraut
Yeah,
is.
right.
Mhm.
Sweet kraut has like 2 cups of sugar poured in it.
Oh my.
And so it's a sweet.
That sounds more like me.
It's actually really good. I love it.
I'll go for the sweet any day. I don't like that sauerkraut for nothing. It ain't touching my plate either. But maybe some sweet kraut.
Yeah, it is good. But yeah, crazy. So, did anyone see any movies today?
Nope.
Oh,
Yesterday.
what did you? But you didn't. You saw it on TV or something.
Yeah, it was like Netflix or something.
I wish I would have done the 15-cent movie tickets.
Did you guys watch the Umbrella Academy?
I have not yet.
It's so good. I'm like, when is the third season coming out?
Shut it down. Shut it up. I'm not saying no more. Sorry.
Who's telling me about
Got
that?
busted.
It ended so abruptly. I'm like, come on.
Streetwise, I don't have a scheduled time yet to go on live. No, I'm just kind of still popping in and out until I can get things more leveled out. So, but I am soon.
Tuesdays are wide open. I've noticed. Yeah.
I mean, I should know what's open because I listen all day long. All day long. And when somebody's not on, I'm like, okay, where is everybody? Somebody's supposed to be going there. This is a lined out thing now. We're together.
Yeah, there's not enough.
That's right.
Yeah, there's lots of room.
Tuesday ends early too,
Yeah,
because
Tuesday is wide open.
you have Diego starts at I think 6 to 7, and then I'm on with Chris. Oh no, I think Diego goes 7 to 8, and then I'm on with Chris from 8 to 9, which is an hour earlier for you. But then there's like 2 hours with nothing, and then Blackie comes on.
Right.
And I've been missing all of Blackie's streams because I've been watching The Deadliest Catch with my dad.
Awesome.
Good show.
Good show. Yes.
And it's like kind of our thing. We've been doing it for years. And then he moved to Tennessee, and I didn't get to hang out with him anymore. And now that I've moved back to Tennessee, we're back to watching Deadliest Catch. So that's awesome.
You missed me then. I was on Blackie's last stream.
Oh, dadgummit.
There's always replays.
Yep. And lately I have been watching hardly any YouTube because I've been working like crazy in my fish room.
That's a good reason.
Done. Yeah. Well, and then not only is it the fish room, I've got the living room now is destroyed. And so I've got to rearrange that before Danikin gets here.
It's always something.
Jessica, your tank for your betta is going to be beautiful. It is so cool. I'm so proud of. Let me. My mom. No.
Do you have it? Do you have it already?
No, James still has it.
Oh, okay.
But maybe if James comes down to help me hook up stuff, I can give him his ciclet, and he could give me my betta.
I don't know if you know about this. What did you get, if you can disclose?
Oh, yeah. Well, Jessica was on the Fisherman Fever show on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Both a betta, and we were supposed to show them off. But of course, I don't have mine yet. Oh,
so James had to show his off.
Yeah.
But he's I would say basically colored red. Well, he's got a picture. Okay, you got a picture of him.
Actually, no, I don't. I've got a picture of the stand.
Oh, well, that's not as good as the fish.
All right, Jess, just explain it. He's useless.
So he's not a red. He's more like a maroon, and then like his body is like a navy, and then he has like a maroon ring, and then he has like a clear ring. And then again, it goes back to the blue on the end. He's really neat looking. Yeah.
Is he half moon? Oh, okay. I see it.
And that picture don't do him much justice because that you can't even see the white ring in him.
Cool. Looks like a Spider-Man.
Yeah. See the white. Yeah. There. Perfect.
Here it is.
Yeah.
James, go.
That's right. Yeah. So he was very, very different than the rest of them.
Cool.
And he was my biggest boy too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. But James still has my favorite.
Oh, James got one too.
Yeah. He
James got two.
I gave him one, but he bought the other one, and the one that he bought, I wasn't gonna put on. I wasn't gonna
Paradise.
Put on, and I mean, he's a butterfly. He's a Dumbo butterfly. And a lot of them in this group with the Dumbo ears, a lot of them are clear. So they're there, but they're clear. They have a hue of blue to them. And I'm just saying, I guess that's the butterfly part going through them, but they're so neat colored, and they're all different colors. But that one I wasn't going to put up for sale. I was going to keep him. I was going to keep him a stud. And I was like, well, I've got another one kind of like him, so I'll just hang on to him, or I'll put him out there and just see. So I did, and James got him.
Nice.
But it couldn't have gone to a better person, so I know he is well taken care of.
Yep.
Well, okay, now I'm going to go back to the cool stand because I want to brag about myself. So my mom bought me this 4-foot like pot, and then I made that lid.
Awesome.
And I thought the lid went really well, and then I've got a square tank that's going to fit perfect on there. It's a 7.5 gallon shrimp tank.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it to that guy.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That is awesome.
So,
Is that,
okay,
a pheasant, is that a pheasant wallpaper, Ed?
yes. Okay. It's only a border.
That needs to be explained.
I've got like a 6-inch pheasant wall thing around my base. It's only on the exterior of my basement, and I was too lazy to pull the pheasants off my wall, so I got pheasants on that side of my fish or my bed, my basement.
Nice.
Pheasants. And it also got plaid wallpaper above the pheasants.
Fish streams, I love anything Dumbo ears. Anything Dumbo ears. And
Me too.
and
Oh, Danikin's here.
yeah.
Where is he?
It's awesome. Danikin will be able to see
Where he's at right now. I keep trying to get him to make, once he leaves Florida, come back up this way. Or did he say he had family in Arkansas?
I don't know. I think his family, he's with his family right now in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And they're in Rockford. Is it Rockford? Not Rock. Is it Rockford or Rockford?
Illinois. She's in Illinois.
Yep.
Someone needs to make like a Danikin tracking app,
Right?
right? Like so we can see like where he is in the world.
Right. Like NORAD, what they do with Santa Claus.
Rockford.
Where is Danikin?
Yeah, that's so cool. Or just on his truck, because when he gets back, Danny's going to drive the truck to Wyoming for that.
Mhm.
And I
Oh,
still
Montana.
Montana. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm able to do that or not because
He should. He
I
should.
might be having heart surgery.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, again?
Well, I didn't actually have the surgery. See, I've got a heart valve that I was born that's bad.
Yeah.
And it only has 2 flaps and it opens like this instead of like.
So they just temporarily fixed it.
Oh, they didn't fix it at all.
No.
They just admitted me and then they sent me home.
Oh, I thought they did something.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. All
God.
they did was dozens of tests.
Oh.
They just put one thing down my throat that made me feel like I had strep throat for 3 days. But one of the flappers has a hole ripped in it, and an aneurysm is growing on the outside. And that was what they were worried about, was if the aneurysm pops, then it's major heart attack and it's horrible. But the aneurysm was small enough, they think they're going to wait till September. And so I'm going back in the first week of September, and then they're going to decide.
Okay.
it makes me tired all the
I
time.
kind of wish they would just fix it already.
Yeah.
Me too.
Right? Just like patch it up. You see it.
Just fix it already.
Yeah.
They'll take it out and put a fake one in. But yeah, it's just.
That's scary stuff, man.
Very much so.
But my dad just had the surgery done like 3 or 4 months. Well, maybe it's been 5 months now.
How's he doing?
He's great. Oh, he's so much more energetic.
Oh, okay.
You see, they found out about mine before my dad. It's just because I played lots of hockey and lots of football in my life, so I wore mine out a lot quicker than my dad. But, I mean, it just made me so sluggish. Now I get so tired. I almost take a nap every day in the middle of the day just because I'm tired. So I'd like to have that energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Zoom in, I got you. Whenever you're ready, just email me.
Fishy Dreams is so awesome. She sent me those 3 types of mosses, and she sent me guppy grass.
What?
And,
Wow.
yeah, and most of my guppy grass I killed off. I was trying to kill off the duckweed on top of the tanks, and instead I killed the guppy grass underneath.
Well, how are you trying to kill off the duckweed?
I hate the duckweed.
How were you trying to kill it off?
Oh, well, I just stopped feeding it. Because the easy green just multiplies it.
Uh-huh.
So instead of just I've got so many fry. Like I like to catch it with a net. So my tanks that don't have tons of fry is fine. But if I've got fry, I catch them nonstop.
Yeah.
With a fry. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I use
I throw mine in a bucket, and I leave that bucket sitting there.
People use a hair pick. You ever seen those hair picks? They're like this.
Comb.
Oh.
Yeah, like
like an afro comb.
Yeah, afro comb. Yeah, exactly.
The closest description I could think of.
Wow, that's awesome. I never.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, or I mean, not Jesse. Joseph keeps telling me to squirt it, mist it with water every day.
I don't think that'll kill it.
Mist the duckweed with water.
Yeah.
Doesn't it live in water?
Well,
yeah, but
some floating plants at the top gets wet, it'll kill it. But I think duckweed's probably more resilient.
It's easier just to take it out, though.
Yeah.
Just take it out.
Or you're me and it just dies when you put it in a tank.
Yeah, I just get mine and I throw it in a bucket and I let that bucket just sit there for a week, and then you can push it back and you got fry or not.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. Is let the what I've tried to do is not get duckweed in the fish room.
Mm-hmm.
So every tank I've slowly gone through, and I completely clean a tank out, and then I put it in the fish room and set it up. And I still got guppies over here. That's why it's been a slow process, because then I take those guppies and put them in that tank, and then I clean this tank out super good.
Yeah.
And so I got 3 tanks left, and there's 1 tank in there that has a ton of duckweed, and that is the albino galaxies from Lucas Bratz.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because,
I so want those, Ed.
well, I'll mail you some of those.
Yeah, please do.
Cool. Okay, well, I've got bajillions of them.
Really?
I don't know if you saw that video. They
That's
don't
like
eat their
gorgeous.
fry. They're albinos and they don't eat their fry.
My God. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think they're actually Chewy's. I bought them for Chewy because he wants to mix them with a green Moscow. But
I have green Moscows. I can mix them for him too.
Oh, that would be awesome. And then I could mix it with something else.
Uh-huh.
That would be if you would do that for Chewy. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm,
Because I haven't been able to find any green Moscows.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Chewy's watching, I'm going to give some of those to James also, and then we'll mix them for James. Maybe he'll want the purple Moscows mixed with them to see what will happen.
Did you find somebody that has the green Moscows? Is that what you're looking for?
I have green Moscows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, I think I just ran across some. So.
Oh, well, we'll see what Chewy wants. See, Chewy's not able to mix his own guppies, and he wants to experiment some.
Yeah,
So I told him,
observe. Yeah.
and he's super smart. So
Yeah. He told me what to do with a bunch of my stuff. He's like, oh, I would like to see these cross. That he told me about the magenta and the Dumbo cross. So I've been trying those, and that's been interesting.
yeah, I feel bad. I've been producing millions of these things, but I haven't been mixing them with anything because I've just been trying to get the fish room done. The fish room, it's been a project. I've been working on that for over a year.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I've got to go, guys. It's dinner time over
Bye,
here.
Jizzy.
Bye.
I gotta feed the kids. Good night, everybody. Thanks for having me. Ed,
You're
Doc,
awesome.
Jess,
Bye.
Lefty. Good night, everybody in chat
Night.
too. Okay, good night.
But so that was the goal, is to let him mix things, but I also have a whole mess of them. So I'm going to give some to James, and maybe he'll mix something for him, and then Jessica will mix one for him. So that's super cool.
I think it's going to be neat.
Yeah, and they're super prolific. Oh, but the reason why I didn't take the duckweed out is because I've got some other little type of little lilies in it with it.
Lily.
Well, it's like a little lily pad,
Uh-huh.
but it grows in clumps of 6. But it's smaller than duckweed. Or no, it's bigger than
Is
duckweed,
it water lettuce?
bigger than frog mint. So-
That's Salvinia.
I don't know what it is.
It grows on like almost like a leaf, like one on each side.
It's like groups of 6. I got them from Jen Wilson. They came in with her. She just threw them in with her shrimp at the big fish deal. James probably has some too. James, do you have
I bet it. Yeah, I bet it's Salvinia.
I could
I've
go
got
grab
Salvinia,
one.
but it's from my LFS. I didn't get anything from Jen.
Well, it was just with the shrimp,
Yeah,
so they could hang on to it.
right.
But it's done really well. I could go grab one for you guys quick.
Why not?
Okay,
Close, sure.
Might as well.
I'll be right back. Oh,
I have that, and I like it. The Salvinia fish streams. You have the Salvinia. You like it too.
So I'm fighting my own duckweed battle of my own doing because I brought it into more tanks than I wanted to.
I love it.
I do for certain applications. So for my piranha tank, it's great because it shadows everything out. Grumpy Mike, that's a fantastic question, and that's part of the reason why we're doing the half and half split. Oh, hold on. I hate when I go to click it and it goes something else. How does Ed only have 528 subscribers? We need to get him to 1K ASAP. Yeah. So, which he did pick some up tonight. He's at, I think, 527 last I looked, which is awesome. So.
oh wait, I don't want to
Hold
drip
on
on.
just a second.
I don't want to drip on my computer.
Yeah. Don't like the spilling the fish food on the laptop.
Yeah, or the when I had the mug. 2 times I've gone like this.
That looks Salvinia. That's Salvinia. Yeah,
It's super cute. I really
Yeah.
like.
that is Salvinia.
It's really hard to hold. My hand is.
Your hand is hard to hold. It's not.
Oh my gosh, my finger's like, look at it. It's cramping. I can't.
That stuff's nice. I've got some, but I really like the frog bit that PecTech gave us. He gave me 2 of those, and I've got enough to cover the top of a 125-gallon tank at this point.
It's
Yeah,
illegal
I've got
to ship it, or I could send y'all as much as you wanted. It's overrunning in our lakes down here, and they've made it illegal for us to sell it or anything like that. In fact, one of our lakes they have drained now every year for probably the last 10 years because it gets overrun by it so bad.
By
Yeah.
this?
Yes, it's that evasive.
Well, we had
And I keep
duckweed bars in Lake Chickamauga. That's the real big lake right here. They put like some type of poison just to kill all the duckweed.
right.
And it worked. And then they said that it was making the fish a little smaller, so they stopped. And I guess it's going back. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's a lot of not getting into politics, but I think there's a lot of politics down here in Louisiana when it comes to that. spraying the salvia and it not getting sprayed and taken care of. So, but yeah, I could get it by the bucket loads.
What? I mean, it's just a super pretty little guy, and I
Yeah,
like it because you can just push it away.
yeah.
It doesn't.
Y'all winners probably kill it though. Ours don't.
What kills it?
Like y'all's winners probably kill it off. Ours don't.
Well, we don't get. I mean, it doesn't freeze. The water doesn't freeze here, so I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know.
I know it doesn't. And that's the problem with it. But and then of course spraying it, you know. But they say they spray it.
I wonder what they sprayed it with, hydrogen peroxide or what?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Bad thing is, I have the license to spray it, but I don't want to get into all of that part of it. So they're just out of luck. I could go spray the residentials, the people that own the land, and they wanted their little section sprayed. I could do that, but out there in the middle of the lake that's state owned, I ain't touching it.
I should have grabbed my good glasses while I was in the fish room. Instead, you guys get the dog. Look, it's like little dog prints.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, they just aren't as good as my other ones. And they look really dorky from this angle.
He was
These are gonna be cool.
with the like he looked like a superhero with the hat, with the shirt on, and then those glasses.
Oh, I just dropped my Sylvania. Oh no, I don't know where it went.
Oh, that's how it starts.
Yeah,
Walkers didn't land on the computer.
That's right.
oh, it landed behind it. Oh, right off the table.
Did you check the keys in between them?
Okay, talk about something interesting. I gotta go.
What kind of fish do I have in the lakes down here, Daniken? Or Kenny? Everything. I mean, we don't have like trout, but we've got huge catfish, bass. You always got the walleye and the brim. You know, your sun perch. But I don't know that many of the big fish that they go fishing. They have a bunch of bass tournaments down here. Beside me, you've got I'm right beside Red River, and I'm right beside a marina, and you can launch right out of it or fish right out of it. And then Lake Bistino is the one that they just dropped, but we've also got another one that they do a whole bunch of bass tournaments on. So, but they pulled. Oh my gosh, I've seen pictures of some stuff they pulled out of that river. I ain't swimming in it. Them fish would eat me. I'm talking catfish that big. I mean, they're massive.
Oh my god! Well, when I went to Nathan's funeral,
Mm-hmm.
Sand Creek Aquatic.
Yeah, right.
Well, Sand Creek, he used to noodle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
And he had like giant, and these catfish are big, ugly green ones.
Yeah.
They're all brown, but these were all green. It's like crazy.
Yeah, these suckers, these are red. I mean, they're red as Red River. They are. Golly, no. When I seen that picture, I was nope. That's a wrap. I will be in a boat if I cannot see my feet and I'm in water. We got a problem because that means a fish can see my feet and it ain't sucking my feet off or pulling me down with it. Not to mention the alligators. I mean, man.
And you know what? I'm more paranoid about the alligator turtles or snapping.
Yep.
Are they called crocodile?
Alligator.
Are they
alligator turtles or loggerheads?
Yeah, they're terrible.
They are massively huge and they're aggressive. We had one. Not in the room I'm in now. It used to be in here, but that sucker was probably 100 years old, and he just walked up. Now, given Granny was 95, okay, so she was born in 1923. And when you pass a turtle that's that big, it doesn't go without becoming, turtle soup. So that's how we have a big 100-year-old turtleback or shell on the wall. But she had one in a tank. I don't know, for about 5 years, but we got it in the backyard. It was tiny, just hatched. And for years I was like, no, let's let it go. Let me let it go. Come on, let me let it go. Well, when she passed away, I got to let it go, but it's what it is. But yeah, they're huge. Their heads are massive, and they are aggressive. They will come at you.
Yeah. And I really think they're the scariest reptile we've got in North America. I'm terrified of those because, a gator's going to get you and try to spin, but these things will just cut your stuff right off.
Yep.
The chunk is just missing. You don't even get the fight. Just gulp. It's kind of like the piranha bite.
Yeah.
Gulp.
The water snakes, we see them, but they're not aggressive, I guess. They don't they see you, they run, and they try to get away. I've only had one fall on me on my head last summer, but yeah, that was pure accident. It was in a door jam. So I was watching a house for someone, and I opened the door to go in and check on things. And when I opened the door, the snake fell out of the door jam and fell on my head. And it was a cottonmouth. And so now every time you open a door, you look up first. But they're not aggressive. They don't seem to be okay. So I'm sure any snake, you can push their button. You can push the button, and then, but most of the time they're not like the alligator snapping turtles. They're not going to come at you. So.
Wow, Danikin says that Peplin Creek is breeding snapping turtles. That's crazy.
There was somebody that did that down the road, which is why I think they ended up in our backyard. They were breeding them.
Wow. Now you see, I don't like turtle. I think it's too stringy of a meat.
I don't like it either.
Never had it.
Gross.
I've had alligator, but not turtle.
I like alligator. I do like some alligator. I don't want to be around it, but I'll eat it. What about, I don't eat snake either. I'm not,
I haven't had that, but I've heard it's about the same as alligator. My dad had it at one point.
I don't like alligator. I like alligator, but I'm not supposed to even try and eat a snake. Not when them suckers keep moving after you put them on the grill.
Well, you fry them and they're all chicken.
There's just something wrong about something continuing to move like it's alive when you're frying it or grilling it. Just ain't right.
What I think is weird is it kind of looks like a fish when you fry it. Because how when you not fillet a fish, but if you gut a fish without filleting, how it has a spine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the snakes are the same way, but they taste like, a chicken meat or something instead of a fish meat. It's weird. Yeah, well, I prefer to keep my snakes alive so they eat rodents because I don't like rodents.
Yeah.
That's what our cats are for.
Well, and I like cats too, but I prefer to keep the cats inside and the snakes outside. When I moved to this house, nobody had taken care of my pool for 3 years. So it was basically turned into a pond. It was filled with, it had 2 cottonmouths in it and frogs and all sorts of bugs.
Yep.
It was a major project. But it's back to being a swimming pool now, so that's cool. It'd be terrifying to see. And they were small cottonmouths. They were probably only about a foot.
Mm-hmm. But they say the smaller the worst, ain't it?
Oh, maybe. I didn't try to grab them.
Right? I'm not either.
But they really are. They are terrified of people. So.
Right. Yeah. So snakes, I'm not as worried about as I am them turtles and the alligators.
Yeah.
And the big catfish that are bigger than me. No. Too
I
much.
live in a town that's basically supported by fishing tournaments.
Uh-huh.
We have them every weekend here. It's supposed to be the second best bass in America. Is this lake? But this lake used to be, I think, the Tennessee River. And you remember that movie that Burt Reynolds was in? That it started with a D, not diplomacy. It was they went canoeing. Angelique Jolie,
Deliverance?
yeah, Deliverance. Angelique Jolie's dad was in it. Well, they canoe down this river, and that valley is where I live now.
Oh,
So this is like the Deliverance country. Pretty cool. But
Yes, that's right. The snakes or fish streams. The snakes will come from Mexico over in the palm trees. Yep. And then the cottonmouths in Arkansas would come across the lake to try to get the boat. Yeah, they some mean suckers now. I don't like them.
I remember canoeing, and sometimes the snake will start coming towards your canoe. But then it's fun because you can drop the paddle on them, and bam! And they stop.
What is that lake in Arkansas? Lake Hamilton in Arkansas? You know that lake? Yeah. No. We were there. It's been years ago, and I've got 3 other sisters, so there's 4 girls in my family. And we would go up there every year to go on vacation, and me and my other sister, we were out in the lake getting ready to kneeboard, and all of a sudden my youngest sister hollers, "Snakes, snakes." A ball of snakes were not that far from us, and of course we're on the knee boards, and of course we just start paddling as fast as we can, trying to get back to the boat. That ball just followed us as fast as we could go. I mean, it was scary. Yeah, I'm not a snake fan.
yeah, me either.
And they're probably having sex as they followed you.
Something like that, I guess.
That's gross.
But I know that when during storms and floods, they grab a whole, like ants do. They grab and become. Oh. But I do think that they do the same thing during that time.
Well, I used to go to Arkansas, but it was to canoe, and we would do the Elk River and the Sugar Maple River. Don't know if you've ever heard of those rivers. See, I probably hit northern Arkansas, and you're probably in southern Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm hitting like below Little Rock, right at Little Rock and below. Yeah.
Yeah, we're above.
Yeah. And that's where, the lakes below Little Rock used to be clear, and they're not anymore. They're about as bad as ours. But now once you get above Little Rock, they're pretty and clear again, or they seem to be. But we used to have 3 lakes that we used to go to right around there, and we could just crystal clear. You could see all the rocks and everything. Not anymore.
Yeah, the Ozarks are all like on the north top part. Uh-huh. The Ozarks are in Missouri and Arkansas, and it's probably all stream fed, so it's probably all clear because of that. Whoops. Let's see.
I think they were man-made.
Do you know Smith Lake in Alabama? Chattanooga Ed? I grew up skating on. Oh, no, I don't know. I'm really new to Chattanooga. I shouldn't probably have the name Chattanooga Ed, because I'm a half Yankee, growing up in Missouri. But I use Chattanooga Ed so I could meet people from Tennessee. And I really don't know much about the South. Most of what I did was drive through Georgia to get to Florida. My childhood was about the most I knew. And I knew Huntsville. I was going to move to Huntsville before I hurt my back, because I had a job opportunity to be a supervisor in a factory down there. But I hurt my back, and so I never ended up in Huntsville. So Huntsville's about 2 hours from here.
Alabama.
Yeah, but I would never be part of the Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide. Come on now, Roll Tide.
Oh, man.
No, I don't know anything. I'm not a football person. I don't know football. I know rodeo. But if I had to, just because I'm born and bred in Louisiana, it'd be LSU Tigers. So I don't know about the Saints. I don't know. I
all
almost
right.
LSU Tigers. I got some of my certifications through LSU, so we'll stick with that.
Well, I was born and raised in Missouri, but I don't like the Missouri Tigers at all. Mizzou is terrible at everything. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, I think I'll probably root for. He's been to Huntsville.
Who?
Jesse's been to Huntsville. Maybe he was there for space camp. Because that's where space camp is, the NASA space camp for kids.
Oh.
Well, dog, if he was in Huntsville like a month ago, I'd be mad. 2 hours from me.
How do you say that name? Posewee? Posewee?
Oh,
She was a barrel racer for years.
Posewee.
Posewee?
Oh gosh, I got a cramp in my leg.
That's
Uh-oh.
a high school rodeoed and then barrel raced for years and then got into the cowboying side of it and I have my own cattle and everything now. And then I did go back to running barrels for a little while. And I give riding lessons here at my house also. And then I do a whole bunch of things. I'm like jack of all trades, master of none. But I haven't run barrels probably in the last 6 months. Well, once the pandemic hit, everything was shut down, and I just hadn't gotten back to it. I've just gotten busy, and of course, when that shut down, the fish grew. So they've kind of. I'm not saying they're trumped the horses by no means, but so. But horses will always be a part of my life, always, even if they're just pasture ornaments.
Well, you'll still give them love.
Oh, definitely.
In Missouri, we had a big ranch behind us, and my nephew worked at the ranch, and they gave him a horse, and he used to be in the rodeo, and now he lives in Texas, and he's bought his own land, and he's skinned into cows and everything.
Cool.
Yep.
It's a good time to get into cows right now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants their own.
I used to herd cows when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
1,500 head. But it was we split them in 2 piles of 750 each. That was so much fun for a junior high kid.
It's so much fun, period. Now, the only thing I won't camp overnight anymore, but that's just because I'm getting older and there's too many aches and pains. When you get up the next morning, you ain't getting on the horse. You're looking for something soft to sit on. But back in the day, yeah, no, for sure. I go on cattle drive for a week. I love it. Loved it.
Yep, we'd camp and had fried bologna. It was amazing. I loved it.
GRB, I have heard that at one time I heard that dogs could get it or cats could get it, but it couldn't be transposed to us, or we couldn't share it. I don't know about cows and horses. I
haven't heard of a case in one, but
yeah.
The only cases that I heard was that stuff that came out of the New York Zoo.
yeah, the tiger was it a lion or tiger that had it?
I think it was tiger.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It may have been false positives even.
I was wondering where we got a test for an animal.
What? And that was so crazy because we didn't have tests here in Tennessee.
But we're testing animals at the zoo.
Yeah, in New York. Crazy.
Says cows and horses are safe. Yeah, I figured. I haven't heard of a case with them yet.
But yeah, so weird. But now the testing is amazing. When I went in for my heart deal, before they would do the test, before they would admit me and then put that thing down my throat to see my heart through my windpipe or whatever, they had to give me a test because they said you're going to be coughing a whole lot because it scratches your throat. And they did that test, and they were able to check within 15 minutes.
Is that the one they ran up your nose?
No, they swabbed my throat.
Oh.
And then they said, this is a super fast one. And they said, okay, you're good. 15 minutes later, and I was like, well, I thought it was going to take a week. But no, they have a super fast one that's really accurate. I guess maybe it costs money. I don't know why they just don't do it to everybody.
I just had one done because I've had some sinus problems and I've got fluid that's staying behind my ears. And so we said, yeah, just go ahead and test me. Well, they did the one that goes up your nose, and they sit there and they swab your nose for 15 seconds on each side. It's like rooter. They're pulling your brains out. But
it looks like it goes
they go up there.
It's as bad as the flu test.
Yeah, it was up there. But it came back in like 15 minutes. So I don't know. If you was dry, a nasal cavity was dry, how are they really getting anything? I don't know. But
well, maybe if it's dry, you're not sick.
Maybe.
But I was happy. I was negative. Normally, you don't want to be negative, but I've been negative my whole life, and it worked out for me. Oh man.
Well, I do want to mention real quick, since we're well beyond where we normally stream to, that Melvin with Rebuilding Our Brand is actually live. I didn't realize that before.
Oh.
Let's cut it down because we don't want to mess up with Melvin.
Nope.
He is an awesome guy, and we really like him a lot. So
let's go rate him.
Hold on a second. I'll get you a link. We can, like Jess said, we can go raid him.
Yeah, let's go raid him.
I think there are only 2 of us over there. He sent me a message
Oh.
with the link, and I was like, oh, hey, cool. So I popped in there. But let me find his. And I didn't mean to shut down the stream right away. I just wanted people to be aware, because a lot of times, a lot of us can lurk in multiple streams.
Well, you do that. I'm going to thank everybody.
Guys that can do that. Lurk in multiple streams.
Danikin has made, I think Danikin might be my only mod that's made it this long, and he's on vacation. Oh, well, Lefty's in the talking with us, so he can't do it. But thank you, Lefty. But we probably put poor Zen to sleep.
Yeah.
Thank you, all the mods. Cody Sen. I know that Bob's one of my mods. Thank you guys all. All those guys have channels. Check them out. Check out Lefty tomorrow at 4:00 Central. And Jessica, you don't have a set time, so just be sub to her and hit the bell and be waiting and watching.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you guys for coming up. And also Jesse was here too. So thank you, Jesse, for coming up.
Thank you for letting me. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. We'll see y'all over there.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you, James, for doing all the work that you do.
Glad to be here.
But we'll see you guys all over there.
Yep. #Ed. Let's do that.
See you guys.